My grandma passed away 6 months ago. It was really quite sad, but at the same time, it wasn't sad at all. It was a relief. She'd had dementia for 15 years. And it was slow. Just took her away, you know. Just sort of bit by bit. By the end, she didn't know who she didn't know her little boy was, my dad. My dad's in his 70s, but you know, when she didn't know who he was, I just thought, what must it be like? She didn't know my uncle. She didn't know my sister. She certainly didn't know me. She died when I saw pictures, you know, the last few months of life, there was a picture that, you know, really shouldn't have been taken. And I saw her and I thought, I don't know who that is. What's awful, she was a very beautiful woman. One of the most pleasant, one of the loveliest, one of the kindest. If she loved you, which you spent 2 minutes with her and you made her laugh, she loved you. She was so kind and so giving and so loving, and yet she was taken apart, piece by piece, over 15 years. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, what an odd way to start a fragrance video. My grandma died of complications due to dementia, the same way that my granddad did, the same way that multiple generations of my family have passed away. And I think about that a lot. How can you not? Because the truth is that I think about dementia a lot because it's probably the odds-on favourite, if I live a long and full life, to be the thing that brings my life to an end. I have imagined many times what it must be like to have yourself disappear into a mist. That's what my dad said about his dad. He said it was as if my dad went into a fog and I couldn't get him back. And I thought, well, what if one day I go into the mist? What if one day I can't remember who I am or the loved ones that care for me? One of my small, maybe false hopes is the fragrances that I've worn throughout my life. I have tried to tell you time and time again that fragrances are potent. They're potent reminders. They're like bookmarks of different times and of different people throughout your life. And I do hope that one day, if that is my fate, that somebody can hand me one of these fragrances and I'll, even if I was to remember a glimmer, that would be enough. I'm not here today to tell you about fragrance notes or performance or whether it gives you fucking compliments. I have not done this for 1/3 of my life. I started doing this when I was 19. I am now 32. 1/3 of my life I have committed to this, and I have not done it to teach you that fragrance is just trivial surface things. Fragrances can help you find out who you were, who you are, and who you're going to be. Fragrances are portraits of your history, and they are not toys. This one reminds me of my mum. Reminds me of holidays in Italy. I wish I'd give anything to go back to those days. I'm going to tell you probably the realest thing I've ever said on camera. I wished I'd had a little longer being a kid. It just goes so fast, and then one day you're an adult and you're like, what just happened? Where did it go? Fico di Amalfi by Acqua di Parma reminds me of Italy. My mum used to take us to Italy, me and my dad. I was an only child. We used to go, and it would be so magical. We'd go not to Pisa or to Rome or to Florence. We'd go to Jesolo. It's like the Brighton of Italy. It's like the Coney Island of Italy. Tons of tourists. It's like a tourist trap. It's very warm, very hot. And I remember just running into the sea as fast as I could, jumping in. I loved the ocean when I was young. I still do to a degree. It's been a consistent thing. Water. Bodies of water have been a consistent thing in my life. It's kind of weird. They're older now, my mum and dad. They're still with me, but they're in their 70s, and you just feel the pressure of time pushing at you when they get to that age. I know now that I have less time with them potentially than I have had with them so far. And that makes me sick. It's terrifying. I would have just wished I would have appreciated way more when I was in Italy with them, with my mum. If you'd told me that it wouldn't last forever, I wouldn't have believed you. Like I said to you, I thought that this was the future that we were going to get. I thought Allure Sport, I thought that it was a revolution. I thought that every fragrance would smell like this, and, well, in some ways I'm glad that it didn't. This reminds me of a friend of mine, best friend, actually. A big Chanel fan, Bleu de Chanel. That's his fragrance. He lost quite an important family member recently, very recently actually. I smell this, and again, I remember when we were 21, we went to the casino for his 21st birthday. We were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He thought he was going to make it as a businessman, entrepreneur. I had this small little YouTube channel called The Fragrance Apprentice. I didn't really think anything was going to happen with, and I thought I was going to be a showrunner, filmmaker. He got his dream. I'm still fighting for mine. It just reminds me of, I don't know, just the weird period before you really become an adult. Like I said, you turn 21, they say that's it. You're an adult now. And you think, well, that can't be right, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go along. And then you get out into the world and they don't warn you. They don't warn you that every single person, almost every single person, is going to try and fuck you over. And is going to try and just get everything that they want out of you. Whether it be money, whether it be clout, whether it be anything. You realise that so many people, especially if you've grown up not fully realising what's out there, not fully understanding just how cruel and how selfish and yet how flawed people are. To me, Allure Sport is just the last period where I was inside my own bubble, just with my friends, high school, college. The last time of the golden age, I suppose. Do you know what the real dream is? For me. It's not the YouTube dream. It's not being a filmmaker, not a showrunner. The real dream at the end is owning a canal boat in the British countryside. That's what I really want in the end. Just chugging along, going to a pub, reading books. By the time I own a boat, I don't know. Maybe I'll have kids. Maybe I'll have grandkids. I used to love boat trips back in the day. It's the only place where I really truly feel as though I'm fulfilled. Like everything's fine. No worries, no ruminating thoughts, no concerns, no pain. Maybe I could have that now. Maybe I could pack all my other dreams in. Stop fighting. Stop trying to get anywhere. Stop trying to do anything. Just be on the canal boat and just live. I wish I could do that. I really do. No, I don't know how I feel about this one anymore. I don't even know what this says about me. Was I a whimsical, fun, excitable young chap, or was I just an alcoholic? Was I just a drunk? I had a lot of my problems with this fragrance. That's what this reminds me of. Hiding problems, running away from them. Running to booze, running to carbs, running to Edinburgh. And then I moved there. And my worries and my problems came with me. I still love whiskey. Still enjoy a good time. But not too much of a good time. Well, a good time, not a long time. It's a good way of putting it. This is a weird one. On the one hand, this reminds me of Estonia. Me and my fiancée and some of her family went there. It was the first trip that we organised, first wonderful holiday, and probably the best holiday I've ever had in my adult life. So on the one hand, it reminds me of Estonia and Tallinn. On the other hand, it reminds me of George Zaharoff. It's his best work, by far. You know, everybody likes to talk shit about him. Have you ever wondered why? Why they really talk shit about him? They say he buys the reviewers. The only thing he's ever given me is advice. In fact, he's given me more than advice. He gave me his time. I think that I remind him of him when he was younger. He warned me. He said, well, in his own words, watch your back, kid. Because the more popular you become, the better you are, the more that they'll come after you. And I didn't know what he was talking about. I was so blind to see exactly what was going on, but he could see it. He knew. You're probably surprised to see this. When I was thinking about the early days in my fragrance journey, I thought that I would be bringing Diesel Only the Brave to my attention, but when I smell Diesel Only the Brave, it reminds me of... It doesn't quite remind me of what I thought it was going to remind me of. It actually reminds me of college, which was a very nice time of my life. But it doesn't remind me of getting into the fragrance community. It doesn't remind me of starting a fragrance collection. Aventus does. Because Aventus, in the end, became the community. It is the symbol of the community. Do you know, I have been doing this for a long time. 13 years of my life I have given to this. Over 450 videos, 450 sermons about fragrance. And I have seen the community change from people just talking about fragrances because they wanted to talk about fragrances and because that is the thing that they were interested in, to whatever this is, competition, trying to make as much money as possible, trying to force feed you as much content and as much shit and as much affiliate links as possible. I don't even know what the community is anymore. And I helped build it. What do I even think about the community now? What is the person at the end of the road going to think when he smells a Ventus? Is he going to think about all of the things that he contributed? Or is he going to think about Mr. Smelly? How he went onto Reddit, onto the Fragrance Jerks, onto the troll Reddit, and made up stories about me. Someone who had supported him. Someone who had told him to keep going. Someone who encouraged him. Is this going to make me think about the good times, or is it going to make me think of Joey Cannoli? An arrogant little gobshite who I supported yet again. I got on his bandwagon, and suddenly his views started to go up. His subscribers started to go up, and I gave my time willingly. I gave him my blessing. And what did he do? He invites me onto one of his streams, and then he gets a load of people to bully me, to talk shit about me, to tell me that I'm not that big of a deal that I think I am. Which is rich coming from him. And then he kicks me out. He never apologizes. And because I stopped endorsing him, his views go down. His subscribers go down. His clout goes down because he thought that he could just take me, look a gift horse in the mouth, take me, then take me out the barn door and shoot me, and think that it would just be fine, that he could get away with it, that he could get off on his own merit. But he couldn't. Is that what I'm going to think of at the end of my life? Is that the legacy that I'm going to have? People trample all over me who don't have any of the skills or any of the abilities or any of the talents that I have, and I just let them walk all over me. Is that who the Fragrance Apprentice is going to remember himself by? This is, again, just so overconfident and yet still so naive. I went to LA wearing this. Went to a pitch festival wearing this, thinking that I was going to get my first feature film deal, not really fully understanding that I'd paid £2,000 for a ticket to go to the pitch festival to pitch my feature film, not really realising what I'd just done. I'd paid for a ticket to go into a hangar bay filled with tables. On the other end of them were production companies that had just started and didn't really know what they were doing and didn't really have any money, but they didn't care because they'd had my money. They'd gotten my money. And I'd flown all the way to LA because I thought that I was going to make it. I thought I was going to get somewhere. That's who this guy was, easily. A seducer, yet a good soldier, trying to do exactly what he was told, trying to do the right thing, thinking that he's going to be able to walk into any office in any situation and he's going to be able to talk his way in and out of it, thinking that he's the smartest guy in the room. When you think that you're the smartest guy in the room, you've already lost. It was an amazing period of my life, an amazing phase, to just feel as though you're 10 feet tall, as though you're invincible, until you find out that you're not. This is like Durand, but one step further. Eau Sauvage Parfum reminds me of From Here to There. For those of you who don't know, it was a short film I made. It was a damn good one as well. And you know what I thought? I thought that was going to be it. And I paid more money to get into so many film festivals, to do so much. I got into 35 film festivals, but I applied for 50, and I won 13 awards. And you know what I thought was going to happen when I won those awards? I thought I could just waltz my way from the fragrance community into the film industry. 13 awards. I thought that that was enough. I thought that somebody would come and knock on my door. Somebody would say to me, From Here to There was fantastic. Why don't you make a film for us? But that didn't happen. This reminds me of when I tried, and I gave yet again, as I always do. I have given. I gave From Here to There my best shot. I have given my film career my best shot. I have given the fragrance community everything that I can. Everything that I wanted to give, and more. That is what Eau Sauvage Parfum reminds me of. Just trying to give again and again. And getting doors slammed in my face every single time. And then there's Burlington 1819. Burlington 1819, my supposed second favourite fragrance of all time. I loved Burlington 1819, and I suppose I still do, because I thought that that is where my life would go. I thought that by now I'd have a mansion. I thought that my success, I thought that my talent, I thought that my skills, my abilities that I have shown and proven every single time I upload a damn video to this website would be enough. I thought that the work would speak for itself. I thought that by giving and giving and giving more would get me somewhere. I thought that as long as I gave, people would get it. People would understand. But that's not how it works. That's just not how it works at all. And then there's you. The one that started us all. You know what? I think it's time for that Millésime Impérial review. Don't you? Oh yes. I know this one so well. There is a beach in the southwest of Scotland, known to those who belong there as Rig Bay, a secret shore where the sea greets the forest and the trees bear fruit that should not grow in this land. Lemons, oranges, whispers of a world far away, salt on the wind, citrus on the bark. It is the happiest smell I have ever known. My father and I would walk that beach when I was small, his hand in mine. The waves like lullabies, the scent of the sea, the fruit, the moss, the quiet joy of a world untouched. I was a child then. I was innocent. I was pure. Then, one day, I found a magical fragrance in a golden bottle. And the moment that it reached my skin and I smelled its scent, I was there again. Back at Rig Bay. Back on the shoreline. Back with him. When the world grows heavy and I forget who I am, I reach for that bottle And for a few short moments, I am not here. I am there. On that beach. I am home. And my dad would teach me the values that his mum, my grandma, would teach him. Always give, son. Work hard. Then they'll notice you. Then they'll get somewhere. Just give as much as you can give. Just be the best that you can be, and someone will notice, and then you'll get somewhere. Did I tell you why I hated Esson so much? There were many reasons, but one sticks out in my mind. There was a woman there, a fragrance influencer, fragrance video content creator, whatever it is, relatable content fragrance maker. A few years ago, I made a video called 50 Fragrances, 3 minutes, 3 words. Yet again, an original idea. I'm full of them. It's all I do, because I give. I give to my community that I've given to for 13 years, for a third of my life. I create that original idea. And everybody naturally, of course, copies it. And that's fine. That's all right, because I'm a community boy. I'm a community man. That's what I was taught to do. Just give and give and give and give until it hurts. That woman, I won't name her name. I don't blame her in one way. But that woman, I meet her at Essence, and all of her YouTube channel has been made on that video style, on that video idea that I created. I go up to her, I shake her hand, I know who she is. I say to her, it's a really good way that you've used my idea to create all those videos based on what I did. It's very clever. It's very good, because that's the right thing to say, because that's the community thing to say. And you know what she says to me? She says, you made that video? You came up with that video idea? I didn't know that. I don't watch your channel. That's what you get for giving. Is that the story that I'm going to find out? When I'm at the end of my life? When I'm forgetting who I am? Is this who the Fragrance Apprentice was? No. Do you have any idea how many people have taken and stolen my ideas? I am not an influencer. I am an innovator. My content is not relatable. It is definitive. I push the boundaries of this community. Everybody forgets that. Everybody wants to forget that. But it was me. I was the first person to actually try and edit a video. I was the first person who had the bright idea to take fragrances outside. I'm the first person who ever did an on-location fragrance review. I am the person who has continually pushed boundaries, who has continually pushed the envelope of the creative and originality of this community. People say I look far older than I actually am. I'm 32. People say to me, you look 40, you look 50, but can you blame me? I am older than what I seem to be. I've got a bad shoulder. My shoulders hurt, because I've been carrying the originality and the entire creativity of this community on my back for the past 13 years. It's been me who has done the hard work. It has been me who has pushed this community, who has fought for this community, not people like Jeremy, who has turned this community into nothing but a circus, a pantomime, and a joke. And when I went out there, when I went to Los Angeles, when I went to New York, when I went to the studios, I'd say, I'm the fragrance apprentice. I made all these videos. Can I please get a meeting? Can I get a pitch meeting? And they say, oh, we don't know who you are. We know Jeremy. We know Curly Fragrance. What? You mean you know Jeremy? The guy that I worked for a week, and then I taught him how to edit, and I pleaded, and I begged to him. I said, you've got to make your content better. You've got to learn how to edit. You've got to respect the audience. And he did for about a month. And his views exploded. And then he forgot everything I said because he's so selfish and so stupid and so coked up. And Michelle? You mean the person that I told to go onto YouTube and to make an account because I knew she'd be successful? Mr. Smelly, Joey Cannoli, Curly Fragrance, Jeremy Fragrance, I made them! I am the glue that keeps this community together. I always have been. I always will be. I never sold out. I did what was right. I never slept with anybody to get to the top. I never did anything wrong. You go check all my descriptions on YouTube. You won't find one affiliate link. Because I knew I could succeed. I thought I could succeed if I just gave and gave and gave. And brand deals, I am the brand!
Hey Dad, how you doing?
Hi George, how are you? I'm not too bad.
Do you remember when we used to walk through Rig Bay together?
Yeah, of course. It's a very magical place.
The times that we spent on Rig Bay, I don't think I've ever fully told you, but they really had quite an effect on my life, and I miss it. I do miss it.
Well, I'm not surprised, but it's not going to go away.
No.
It'll always be there.
No.
It'll always be there.
No.
It'll always be there.
Every community worth its salt has a church, and I am its final preacher. I will never review that fragrance because my work is clearly not done. In fact, by the looks of things, it is only just beginning. And you think I'm joking, don't you? You think that this is just a funny gag. I built the community with my bare hands. You want proof? What happens when I am not here? What happens to the community then? The answer is nothing. Time stops. Scented water becomes stagnant, and the community begins to die. Because it doesn't have me to leech the life off of. I am the glue. I am the blood that run through the veins of this community. It is my ideas. It is my concepts. It is my intellect. And I'll be damned if the community, the temple that I built with my bare hands, succumbs to the influences. I tried to make this community meaningful, whereas all the others, all the influences, they tried to turn this community into nothing more than a digital Dubai airport. I have given enough, and now it is my time to take. You have now two choices. You either follow me, and I will lead the temple to salvation, the one true final preacher of this community. Or you can be left out in the cold, and the influences will try and sell you and make you their slave and push you into their bottleneck, their funnel. The choice is yours.
If you wish to support your final preacher, join us. Become a member of the Ministry of Scent on Patreon. Join us as we fight the influencers. Thank you to our loyal and holy Scented Ministry members, and welcome to our new members: Dr. Luke Budworth, James Epler, Ben Tellenbach, The Scent Bubble, Patrick Van Nassau, and finally Diego Amat.